I'm Hector Magno, originally from the Philippines, and I came here in 1969, which I believe this year I am celebrating my 50th anniversary. I grew up in Gapan City, a town in Nueva Ecija, which is about 50 miles north of the city of Manila. I came from a very poor family. Poor that my father was able to finish third or fourth grade in elementary school. My father was an old-fashioned blacksmith. He made knives, bolos, all those sharp metals. It's a blue-collar job. I regret so much that he didn't show me how the art of making knives. My mother was a homemaker, and she was responsible for selling the small business that they had, making slippers. Both of them wanted their children to not to become like them without any education, so they worked very hard together, so they were able to send all 8 of us in the Philippines a good higher education. Most of my sisters became teachers, one a midwife. All my siblings, everybody sing. We love music. I used to sing at church choir. I was a tenor. I was happy and I enjoyed my life as a singer. But then, bad things happened to me. I lost my hearing and I stopped singing because of this unfortunate thing that happened to me so suddenly. The reason why I'm wearing this, if you notice, it's been 3 months after I was operated on my head with the inclusion of a artificial cornea. As soon as I finished my high school, I went to Manila to study college, and I took chemical engineering, which took me 5 years.
This bill says simply, those wishing to immigrate to America shall be admitted on the basis of their skills.
1960s, I believe Congress had passed this law allowing certain number of immigrants, Filipinos who are in the medical field, and those engineers and chemists and pharmacists, they were given an advantage of holding a visa right away, and I was able to come to this country in 3 months period as opposed to years and years of waiting for a visa nowadays. I was working for a couple of years with this food company, and then I was not even able to save money for my transportation to this country. I had to borrow money from someone, and then I had to repay it. I had in my pocket $200 when I left in 1969, and $50 of that I spent buying a coat, giving me about a little over $100 in my pocket. I cannot use that to find a place to stay. Because of some friends who are here with me, they were able to get me an accommodation. My objective was to look for a job, and luckily within 2 or 3 days I was able to get a job right away. When I came here, my objective is to become a citizen, which I acquired after 6 years of staying and working in this country. It was a tough decision because I did this right after college, and I am the only boy and the youngest. My parents would miss me so much, so with my siblings. But then I returned to the Philippines and explained to them that this country is great. I'm not sorry for leaving Philippines, but I still visit the Philippines once in a while. I would like to have the American dream that every American people wants to be living in this country. I came here as a single person. Then I realized I left someone who's the love of my heart. So after 2 years, I went home just to marry her, and I brought my wife to this country. I started saving money and I started raising my family. The actual American dream of an American family, which comes owning a car, owning a decent house, a simple house is fine, and start raising a family. In my case, I have 2 children. They're both professionals in their field. We get together not quite often, but because of the distance, we see to it that once he is in the area, he comes and visits me and find out how's my dad doing. Unfortunately, I'm no longer with my wife because that's what being successful in respective careers, sometimes it creates problems between couples. She was, promoted to some big positions in the management as opposed to my being a scientist. I think she's now retired, so I have my own life. She has her own life, but we have the common objective to look after our children, our grandkids.
So I just wanted to go back and talk about your ex-wife. How long were you married?
No, let's not talk about those.
Okay.
I prefer not.
Can I just ask, we don't have to go into it, but can I just ask why you don't like to talk about your ex-wife? Is it just something, it's in the past, I don't want to talk about the past?
Well, I have to honor her because I may be, yes, she's still around. I may be saying something that will hurt her feeling, okay? And something with her, she doesn't mention anything about me, okay? So let's just be friends, with each other. That's all I can say. Life must go on. Even though I split with my wife, then I was able to pursue all my other careers, and I can always make time because there's no reason why somebody like me cannot accomplish something that you are aiming for. I have to do it. While I was working as a chemical engineer or scientist, I headed some organizations, and at the same time, I dabbled in showbiz. As a producer, I was able to form this organization. Our project was to have the first Filipino-American choral competition in the East Coast. The local choir groups in the tri-state area began to exist. It mushroomed because of that competition. In the early 1990s, there was a massive volcano eruption, Mount Pinatubo. We had a benefit concert to help those who were victims of this tragic accident. Ever since, every time there is a fundraising campaign for the Philippines, when they have major disasters like typhoon, earthquakes, and things like that, my organization was able to help them, send money to help all the people who suffered from this calamity. Afterwards, I started importing groups of singers, professionals, and cultural performers, the 3 tenors. I duplicated the American Idol and called it Filipino Idol. I was just talking to a friend the other day and asked me, what's your legacy that you can leave? Because he fears that my time is closer. And so, well, the legacy that I can be remembered is the Magnum PI I was able to cultivate these young talents to become successful in their chosen field of endeavors. Some of them became professional singers. Now that I am a retiree, I would like to give back to the community because I know that this country gave me a decent standard of living. Now is the time for me to give back to the community by being a member of several nonprofit organizations and whose objective is to help the American people, help this country grow in prosperity. I guess with my determination to succeed and to live a longer life, I become sports-minded and I play competitive sports. I love the tennis game. I was a late bloomer for playing tennis. I got so good because it's me, my personality. Whenever I started doing something, my objective is to get better and achieve the maximum level that I can attain. Me and my partner, we won several awards as the champion for men's double tennis tournament in New Jersey. To get into this kind of level, I have to spend a lot of hours in the gym. Hard work, persistence, and being aggressive in what you do, I think that will help to become a successful individual. But there's always a period in my life that I just cannot handle it anymore, and I think it's getting close to it, okay? Because I am 76 years old, you know, and I'm glad, I thank God that He's still given me this strength, even though I'm at an advanced age, you know. I'm a septuagenarian, and my life is just compared to a baseball or to a football game, where I am right now in the fourth quarter, but I refuse to touch down. Basically, I achieved the American dream, but I am the type of a person who prefers to be an average American. I have no ambition of upping my level where I am right now. I was able to get the basic needs in life. That's the American dream.